Good morning everyone and welcome to a wet day in the Netherlands. So it started raining last night. There's the bike down there, a little bit wet. But I'm in a really nice campsite. I'm in this little gypsy wagon which I'm enjoying. And yeah, I've had a great night's sleep. Let's have a look what's for breakfast. Oh wow. Right, well, good news everyone. So the sun has finally made an appearance. I'm just going to make a flask of tea. So, yeah, you can see outside, look at that. Speckled sunlight coming down on the motorcycle. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave the Netherlands today. It should be a lot easier to cross the Netherlands to cross some of the bigger countries like Poland and Germany. Cross the Netherlands and we're going to get to a national park just outside Calais. And that is one of the last steps on the journey. So the big European tour is coming to its conclusion. So hopefully we'll get to the destination in the dry spell, and then if it does pour with rain later, then I'll be tucked up in the little Airbnb. So alright guys, better get going and I'll catch you later. I also want to introduce you to somebody. This is Mabel, and we found Mabel on the side of the road, abandoned in Germany. So Mabel is the new trip mascot. So wherever I go, you'll see Mabel coming with me. Hello. Hello. Right, what boat you just saw is actually Sissy, who's the owner of the campsite. That's her own boat, but because she works at the campsite, she hasn't had any time to sail in it. She's just brought it there and buried it in the ground, and now people sleep in it and they absolutely love it. Right, bit of a hill start. Off we go! Right guys, we've got about 350 kilometre ride today. It's going to take probably 4.5 hours, and our final destination is Calais, or just outside Calais, as I mentioned earlier. There's a nice national park, and I've managed to get an Airbnb in the park, so that hopefully will be a nice place to stay. On the way, there's a couple of cities, one in the Netherlands and one in Belgium, which I'm interested in. Antwerp we're going to go past, and then we're going to go past Ghent. And that's actually the correct pronunciation for how we would say it phonetically, Ghent. Now Ghent is an interesting city in Belgium, which I think is probably a little bit nicer to visit than Bruges, whereas Bruges is the famous city that everybody goes to. You know, they made a film with Colin Farrell called In Bruges. Well, I think Ghent is actually the one to go for. I've been there before, so we're going to pop into the city. It's, as with all the Belgian cities, they're usually quite small, so hopefully you'll be able to go in and out and have a look round without it taking too much time of the overall journey. Because I rode 600 kilometres yesterday, I'm not really fancying a big slog today. I want to be at the new accommodation, set up in the afternoon, and have a nice rest. So, yeah, let's get going. we've got out of the bad weather and we finally made it to Ghent. You've got to watch out for two things in cities in Europe. One is trams, which, quite good timing, there's one here as I need to turn right. So I think I'll just go quickly, or left, sorry. Yeah, you've got to watch out for trams, because it's never entirely clear who has right of way, you or the tram. But also cyclists, because there are some areas in the Netherlands where cyclists have the right of way over cars. And they won't stop, so you need to be aware of them. Oh, more cobbled streets. Been back in Poznan, isn't it? Or France. This is obviously the main central square, and there's the belfry. You can actually climb up there to the top, which gives you a nice view of the whole city. Oh, there you go, another picturesque bridge. The cathedral. Oh, another English person lost. Follow me if you want, buddy. You're on the wrong side of the road though. And a 620D is not an M car, just for the record. Well, this is Gravenstein Castle, which was first built in 1180, believe it or not. And it's a very Gothic style castle, very different to the castles we get in the UK. And Gravenstein actually means Castle of the Counts, because it was occupied by originally the Count of Flanders. If you do go inside Gravenstein Castle, by the way, they've got an amazing suit of, there's the entrance there, amazing armour and medieval weapons display. So you can basically see all of this medieval stuff that people used to fight each other with. It's actually really impressive. You have to pay to go in though, from memory, when I was in there last time. Right, well, we're going to stick just behind a tram, and hopefully one won't sneak up on us then. So we'll leave the castle, and we're going to head to Graffiti Street. So I'm just going to swing around. Wow, that's a nice view of the castle moat, isn't it? Just going to swing around and do a turn in the road. I don't think I can go this way. Oh, there's a car coming. Wow, that's a nice view of the castle. Gravenstein Castle, there you go. Cool. So now I'm going to try and find Graffiti Street, which is another of the attractions in Ghent. This would be a nice place for a bit of food, wouldn't it? I don't have time to stop there. There's a pub there, shall we say. I'm loath to call it a pub really, because it's got about 1,000 different beers in it, so it's almost like a beer museum. Obviously in Belgium they're very famous at brewing beer. You've got to be careful of oh, there she is. Do a shoulder check. What's going on there? You've got to be careful of tram lining. Quite literally. Alright, what shall I do here? The bus, taxi, tram coming. Could all go horribly wrong, couldn't it? See if I can just get down there. Go on, that's it. So that tram's got red lights, so it's going away from us. One thing I will say, the architecture here in Ghent is absolutely amazing. As I said before, I think it's better than Bruges. Yeah, I think I'm allowed down here. I think that says that yeah, scooters, and we're going to generously call my vehicle a scooter, and motorcycle push bikes are allowed. So we're all getting close. Let's find this graffiti street, shall we? Is this it? Oh, here. Wow, okay. So push bikes are allowed, but so that is one of the attractions of Ghent. I'm not going to go down there because I think that would upset a few people. Right, well, that wasn't good. Saw a castle, saw the Grote Markt and Graffiti Street, which kind of wasn't really that good on a motorcycle. Now we're going to get out of the city and head back on the motorway and head out towards the French border, which shouldn't take us too long to get to, and then to our final port of call. Okay, which way should we go? Go back over this way, shall we? Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that little fly around the city centre. Unfortunately, I don't have time to sort of have a look at things in more detail, but it's pretty cool. It's like doing your bike test again, having to keep within the lines so much.
Right guys, well we've finally arrived, the final night of the European tour. We're not far from Calais now, in a little sort of chalet that's in a French campsite in the very north of France. It's been a mixed day weather-wise. Tried to avoid the showers. I was going along the motorway, seeing a massive downpour to the left of me, massive downpour to my right, and a little glimmer of blue sky and sunlight in the middle. And I was really hoping that the direction of the motorway would take me sort of through the gates of clean weather. And I got caught one or two times by downpours, but it's a typical summer thunderstorm. So soaked through, and then like 10 minutes later, sun comes back out, the wind's blowing, and I'm drying off again. Got to see Ghent. So in this video, you'll have seen a little loop around Ghent and seen Gravenstein Castle, some of the buildings, the Grote Markt Square. It was really good. But yeah, this is the last stop of the European tour. So we've done 10 days. It'll be about 3,000 miles all said and done. I'll do the full mileage when I get back. The bike has done really well, hasn't missed a beat. It's an amazing little thing. Obviously I bought the Vosges brand new specifically to go for some longer riding. I had the Meteor 350 before, which was 350 cc's. This is 471 cc. About 46 brake horsepower. So it'll cruise at 110, 120 at a push. Well, it'll go up to 140 kph, but it's not comfortable up there. So on the Autobahn, French highways as well, which 130 kilometers an hour. Yeah, I can sort of keep pace with traffic and do the speed I need to do. Made a couple of modifications. Got a camera mount on the front, new windscreen, wind deflector, and also handlebar risers because I really needed that. It's almost right angle in the bend, so it didn't pull my shoulders. Sort of right angle in the elbow, so it didn't pull my shoulders too much when doing lots of miles. The Vosges, yeah, it's a good little bike. I mean, I just think that it just does what it's meant to do. It's perfect. I'm actually starting to really kind of click with it now. People will say it doesn't have the charm of the kind of modern retros that I've ridden before and I featured on the channel. That's true. But I'm really starting to love the Vosges. It's just carried me all the way across Europe. You know, it's a great little bike. It's almost like punches above its weight. It's 5.5 grand brand new, very unknown. So a lot of people have come up to talk to me about it. So people have said it's a lovely looking bike as well, which I didn't expect. Guy came up today, he rides a Harley, and said, "Man, that's a nice looking bike." And I said, "Oh, it's a Vosges, obviously, and with 471 cc's." And he was loving it. The panniers, the box system that they give with the bike, I've been able to pack everything. I've had lots of space left over in the panniers. So it's just done really well. Couldn't fault it. So we're going to get back with it and then probably treat her to a service, oil change, do a few checks on the bike after a big trip, but it's been all good. I would probably, for the future, I'll probably change the tyres to sport touring tyres. There's no real need for me to have sort of 80-20 off-road tyres. I don't go off-road, so I'll swap the tyres around really for something that's just going to give the bike a little bit better handling. I'll have a look at some options, might make a video about that. My kit, the Alpinestars suit, worked really well. That was an eBay special. It's got all the vents and the lining, so on the hot days down in the south of Europe I took out the lining. I then packed that in the cases and then opened all the vents, letting all the air in I could. And then when we got into north of Europe, all the linings in, vents closed, buttoned up, little neck warmer on, and I was alright. The helmet, which is a kind of a sports bike helmet, an Arai RX7V, however you pronounce it. That's pretty good. I mean, the visor's a bit of a pain on that. I shouldn't make such a bad visor on the helmet. I struggle to get it up and down, but nonetheless, it's meant to be a quiet helmet, so I kind of wanted that for the tour. Yeah, I don't think I even forgot anything. I think I packed everything I needed. Quite organised. There's not that much more I'd take next time that I forgot on this time or anything like that. So pretty happy. It's just been a massive adventure really. I've had wonderful places to stay, seen some class cities in Europe, and I've tried to focus on improving the videography, try and make the videos as sort of polished as possible for you guys. The videos that are tours don't ever do as well in the views as the videos that are focused on a particular bike or a bike that's hot in the news. That seems to generate hits with the algorithm, whereas tours, it doesn't really do anything in terms of views. It's really just for those of you that do watch, just for some entertainment, and it's just for my enjoyment as well to make the content, and also I can look back on it to see what I've done. Alright guys, well I'm gonna hit the hay. Final day ahead of me, but as I said, I won't be videoing that day. It's just getting on the tunnel, getting back to the UK. It's not that interesting, UK motorways. So I hope you've enjoyed the European trip. I've enjoyed making it, and for those of you that have watched, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next videos that we put out on the channel. Gonna go back, have a nice weekend with Suze, chill for a bit, not do any video editing or filming. And yeah, I'll be back. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.